The only hope we could have is that we have a mild winter because we've had a warm start to fall. I mean, it's maybe possible.
It's certainly a possibility. You just never know. But so far, it has been really warm. It's been above average, that's for sure.
And no rain.
No rain. We could certainly use the rain. The drought continues to worsen. And with that being said, we do have a lot more burn bans. A lot of those really are going to be in eastern southeast Oklahoma. The only one officially out west right now is Dewey County. But I can pretty much say that there's no threat of really too many fires as we go throughout the day today. I think the biggest threat is really going to be just to the north and west, where we do have the stronger wind gusts. But man, those burn bans will continue to increase likely over the next couple of weeks if we don't get any rain in here. Something else that's been really high lately is that pollen allergy index. Pretty much everything in the category of high except for the tree pollen, but it's in that moderate category. The SAR Enid camera up over Pike Pass Sky Cam Network. It is gorgeous outside. It's 84 degrees at south-southwest wind at 16 miles an hour. Wind gusts right now at 23. Temperatures in the upper 70s and low 80s across the far eastern half of the state, but we're already climbing into the mid and upper 80s across the west. And this is again where that fire threat is going to be the highest, talking about wind gusts anywhere between about 25 to almost 35 miles an hour. And of course, it has been so dry and temperatures have been a little bit above normal. So just kind of looking at the big picture, there's not a whole lot going on. We have this weak boundary located to the north and west. It's not really a cold front, but there is a little bit of a wind shift, and that's not going to bring any rain to us. We don't have any rain chances out there. All the rain, really, the big story, the big weather story is going to be what is Hurricane Ian. Lots of watches and warnings. That green that you're seeing, that's actually a tornado watch, and we could see plenty of tornadoes or at least some weak, quick spin-ups as this hurricane continues to move off to the north. And you can see where we've got the hurricane warnings on that Gulf Coast line. Really off to the east, we're still expecting quite a bit of rain and wind. So right now, it is still a Category 3 wind gust at 140 miles an hour. You can clearly see where that eye is as it passes just north of Cuba and is now headed to Florida. And right now, we do have a live camera, and this is actually the southernmost point of Florida, and it's not that far away from Cuba. In fact, it's only about 90 miles. I'm going to press the refresh button here and see if we can get some of those waves to show up, because earlier we were certainly seeing a lot of waves, and yeah, a lot of people kind of taking advantage of, while it's not too terrible right now, people taking pictures. I saw people out in their swimsuits out there taking pictures, but those waves, the rain, it's coming down. The wind is just incredible. But here's what it's going to do. So as we go throughout the day today, we're still talking about eventually a Hurricane Category 4, and that's going to stay a Hurricane Category 4 all the way through tomorrow, eventually weakening as it hits right around St. Petersburg, and we're talking about a Category 1 eventually by the time we get into this weekend, weakening quite a bit. But we're talking about a whole lot of rain. In fact, parts of Florida could see at least maybe a couple of feet of rain. So 26 inches in between Tampa and Orlando. So just a ton of rain. They're going to talk about a ton of flooding, possibility of tornadoes with this, and the storm surge is going to be incredible, especially on the west coast where that hurricane is going to be. So anywhere from just a few to up to about 9 feet of additional storm surge. Not in Oklahoma. We're not talking about any rain, unfortunately. We could certainly use it. It is going to be warm and dry, looking for a high of about 89 degrees in Oklahoma City, 91 in Ponca City, the upper 80s and low 90s across the south, and then overnight tonight under clear skies, dropping into the mid and upper 50s. Tomorrow afternoon, a little hotter, 91 degrees. Eventually, that wind's going to try to shift to the north and east, but Thursday, we're back down into the low 80s, mid and upper 80s across the west and the south. And then your 9-day forecast showing we're going to be staying in the 80s for quite a while, but as far as rain is concerned, we only have a slight chance as we get into early next week.